My name's Lucas, and I've been married to Mia for 6 years. We've had our ups and downs, sure, but I thought we were solid until that night. It was a Friday, and Mia told me she was heading to a coworker's party. She'd been vague about it all week, just saying it was some casual thing after work. No big deal. I didn't push it. Why would I? I trusted her. She left around 6, all dolled up in a black dress I hadn't seen her wear in ages. Her hair swept back, perfume trailing her out the door. "Don't wait up," she said with a quick kiss. And I figured I'd just chill at home with a beer and some TV. But something nagged at me. Maybe it was how she'd been texting more lately, always tilting her phone away when I walked by. Or maybe it was the way she dodged my questions about who'd be there. By 8, I couldn't shake it. I grabbed my keys and headed out, telling myself I'd just swing by, say hi, be the supportive husband. The party was at her coworker Ava's place. A nice house on the edge of town, cars lined up along the street. I parked a block away, not wanting to seem like I was crashing anything. Music thumped through the windows as I walked up, laughter spilling out onto the porch. I didn't knock, just slipped in with a group of strangers who didn't care who I was. The living room was packed, people chatting, drinks in hand, lights dimmed low. I scanned the crowd for Mia, figuring I'd surprise her, maybe dance a little if she was in the mood. Then I saw her. She was in the corner by the makeshift dance floor, swaying with some guy I didn't know. He was tall, dark hair, wearing a gray shirt that hugged him too well. His hand was on her waist, hers on his shoulder, and they were moving like they'd done this before. My chest tightened, but I stayed put, leaning against the wall, blending into the chaos. She didn't see me, not yet. I watched them for what felt like forever but was probably 10 minutes. Mia laughed at something he said, her head tipping back the way it used to when I'd crack a joke. He leaned in, whispering, and she grinned, brushing her hair behind her ear. It wasn't just dancing. It was flirting, bold and shameless. I recognized the guy now, Carter, a name she dropped once or twice. Some hotshot from her office she swore was just a friend. Friend, my foot. My mind raced, piecing it together. The late nights at work, the secretive smiles at her phone. This wasn't a one-off. This was a pattern. People moved around me, oblivious, but I couldn't look away. She thought I wouldn't notice, thought I'd stay home like some clueless sap while she played around. Part of me wanted to storm over, yank her away, demand answers right there. But I didn't. I'm not that guy. I'm the guy who thinks 3 steps ahead. Standing there, half hidden by a group of loud drunks, I hatched a plan. Confronting her now would just be noise, shouting, tears, excuses. No, I wanted something bigger, something she couldn't dodge. I'd turn this party into my stage, expose her in front of everyone she cared about impressing. Not with fists or a scene, nothing that'd get me kicked out or banned from YouTube if this ever got recorded. I'd use her own game against her, make it public, make it sting. Carter spun her around, and she giggled, oblivious to me watching. That's when it hit me. The karaoke setup in the corner. Ava had it going earlier, some guy butchering a pop song while people cheered. It had a mic, speakers, and a crowd already hooked. Perfect. I'd wait for the right moment, step up, and flip this night on its head. Mia thought I wouldn't notice, but I did. And soon everyone else would too. I took a deep breath, steadied myself, and started working out the details in my head. This wasn't over, not by a long shot. I'm Lucas, and I was still at Ava's party, watching my wife Mia flirt with Carter like I didn't exist. The room pulsed with music and chatter, but all I could see was them. Her hand brushing his arm, his smirk as he pulled her closer on the dance floor. She thought I wouldn't notice, thought I'd never show up. But here I was, tucked against the wall, invisible to her, plotting my next move. I decided to turn this party into her reckoning. Not with a shouting match or anything messy, but with something sharp, something that'd hit her where it hurt, her image. The karaoke setup was my ticket. A mic, speakers, and a crowd ready to eat up whatever I fed them. I just needed the right angle, the right moment. So I waited, watched, and planned. First, I had to be sure. Maybe I was jumping to conclusions, maybe this was innocent and I was the paranoid one. I slipped through the crowd, keeping my distance, and grabbed a soda from the kitchen to blend in. From there, I had a clearer view. Mia wasn't just dancing. She was glowing, the way she used to with me back when we'd hit bars on weekends. Carter whispered again, and she laughed, her fingers lingering on his chest. Then I saw it. A quick glance around, like she was checking if anyone was watching. She didn't spot me, but that look told me everything. She knew this was wrong, knew I'd hate it, and did it anyway. My doubt vanished. This wasn't a misunderstanding. This was betrayal, live and in color. I popped the soda can, took a sip, and let the cold fizz steady me. Time to get to work. The karaoke machine was still going. Some girl named Harper was up there, belting out a love song, off-key but loud. People clapped, half drunk, half amused. I edged closer, studying it. A mic on a stand, a little screen for lyrics, a speaker pumping sound across the room. No playlist needed, just talk and it'd carry. But I couldn't just ramble. I needed proof, something undeniable to shut down her excuses. My phone was in my pocket and I remembered Mia's sync to our cloud. She's terrible with tech, always forgetting to log out. I pulled it up, heart racing, and there it was, her texts backed up automatically. I scrolled fast, finding Carter's name. "See you tonight," he'd written hours ago. "Can't wait," she'd replied with a winking face. Older ones too. "Lunch tomorrow? Missed you at the meeting." Flirty, constant, months of it. I screenshotted a few, my hands steady despite the fire in my chest. This was gold. Now the plan. I take the mic, play it cool at first, thank Ava for the party, crack a joke, get everyone's eyes on me. Then I'd pivot. Thought I'd share something special about Mia tonight. I'd read those texts aloud, slow and clear, let the words hang in the air. No swearing, no threats, just the truth, raw and public. The crowd would do the rest, gasps, whispers, maybe a laugh or two. Mia's face would burn. Carter's smug grin would drop. I'd walk out after, leave them to squirm. But timing mattered. Harper finished her song, and a guy named Owen jumped up, slurring through a rock tune. I had a window, maybe 10 minutes before the vibe shifted. I glanced at Mia again. She was off the dance floor now, sipping a drink with Carter, their heads close. Perfect, they were distracted. I moved toward the karaoke corner, nodding at people like I belonged, keeping it casual. My pulse thumped, but I felt sharp, alive. She thought I wouldn't notice, thought she'd get away with it. She was wrong. In a few minutes, this party would flip, and I'd be the one walking away clean. I'm Lucas, and I was seconds away from turning Ava's party upside down. Mia, my wife, had been flirting with Carter all night, thinking I wouldn't notice, until I walked in and caught her. I'd spent the last few minutes watching them, plotting my revenge, and now I was ready. The karaoke mic was my weapon, her own texts my ammo. I pulled them from our cloud, proof of months of flirting, right there on my phone. She was still by the bar with Carter, laughing, oblivious, while Owen finished his sloppy song. The crowd clapped, thinning out a bit, and I saw my shot. I stepped up to the karaoke stand, heart pounding but hands steady. This was it. She'd feel what I felt and everyone would see it. I tapped the mic, and a hush fell over the room. "Hey, everyone," I said, keeping my voice light. "Thanks to Ava for throwing this awesome party. Great night, right?" People cheered, raising their drinks. Mia glanced over, smiling at first, then frowning as she registered me up there. Carter leaned back, arms crossed, curious. I went on. "Thought I'd take a second to say something about my wife, Mia. She's been having a blast tonight." A few ahs from the crowd, perfect. I pulled my phone out, pretending to check a note. "Actually, I've got a little story. See, Mia's been busy lately. Not just with work, but with some special conversations." Her smile dropped. I held up the phone, reading slow and clear. "Here's one from Carter. 'See you tonight. Can't wait.' And Mia says, 'Me neither, wink.' Cute, right?" Gasps rippled through the room. I kept going. "Oh, and this, 'Missed you at the meeting.' Her reply, 'Lunch tomorrow then.' Months of this, folks. The place erupted, whispers, awkward laughs, a few no ways. Mia's face went white, then red. "Lucas, stop it," she yelled, pushing through people toward me. Carter froze, drink halfway to his mouth, eyes wide. I didn't flinch. "Just sharing the highlights," I said, scrolling. "Like this one. You looked good last week." Her. "You too. Real sweet." Someone whistled. Someone else muttered, "Dude." I lowered the phone, looking straight at her. "Thought I wouldn't notice, Mia?" I did. And now they do too. The crowd buzzed, heads swiveling between us. She reached the mic, grabbing my arm, voice shaking. "You're humiliating me." "Stop." I stepped back, calm as ice. "You did that yourself," I said, loud enough for the mic to catch. Then I turned it off, set it down, and faced the room. "Enjoy the party, everyone. I'm out." People parted as I walked through. No one knew what to say. Mia called after me, "Lucas, wait." But I didn't turn. Carter just stood there, dumbstruck, as Ava rushed over to Mia, probably playing peacemaker. I hit the door, cool night air washing over me, and kept going to my car. Inside, I sat for a minute, letting it sink in. I'd done it. Flipped her little game right in front of her precious crowd. No yelling, no fists, just the truth, loud and public. My phone buzzed. Texts from friends like Harper and Owen, asking if I was okay, saying it was wild. I ignored them. Mia didn't follow me out, and I didn't care. She'd underestimated me. Thought I'd stay blind while she flirted with Carter. She was wrong. I started the engine and drove home, the weight lifting off me with every mile. The house was quiet when I got there, and for the first time in weeks, I felt free. She could deal with the fallout, her mess, not mine. Hey, if you like this story, crazy, right? Hit that subscribe button and drop a comment below. Tell me what you'd do if you were me, or if you've ever pulled off a revenge like this. I read every one, so let's hear it.